I believe that wine allows you to travel through space and time just by pulling the cork. And nowhere is this as evident as in Georgia. Georgia sits at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, squeezed between the Caucasus Mountains and the Black Sea. It is a country of dramatic landscapes, ancient monasteries, colorful cities, incredible food, and a relationship with wine that goes back more than 8,000 years. In Georgia, the oldest artifacts of winemaking in the world were discovered, and rich ornaments of fruiting vines can be found on the walls of ancient churches. In the countryside, people still grow vines in their backyards and make wine in their cellars. But Georgia is also a dynamic country, and again, the wine culture highlights that. Tbilisi's nightlife, for example, is powered by wine, and there are few cities in the world with a more exciting wine bar scene. So naturally, I've visited Georgia many times to dive deeper into the wine culture, and this time I went to the western region of Imereti. Naturally, I started with wine. See, Georgian winemaking is different, or maybe it is the rest of the world that is different. Georgians still follow ancient winemaking protocols and ferment their wines in qvevris, large clay vessels buried underground. The wine is mostly left to its own devices without using technology to monitor it constantly. When the wine has finished fermentation and maturation, the moment when the qvevri is opened for the first time is a special occasion, one that I got to witness on my trip. Imagine having spent a whole year growing grapes and making wine, and then you open the qvevri and the wine tastes like vinegar. Fortunately, the Georgian winemakers know what they are doing. The wine in Imereti can be lighter and fresher than the powerful wines from the east. They are made from local grape varieties with names like Tsolikuri, Tsitska and Krakuna, and usually they are paired with something very important. Food, glorious food. Because in Georgia, drinking without eating is practically impossible. One dish arrives, then another, fresh vegetables, delicious meat, then bread, then cheese, then bread filled with cheese, then something you didn't order, someone pours another glass, someone proposes a toast, and before long, what you thought was going to be a lunch has become an event. And then in between all the eating and drinking, Georgia throws something completely unexpected at you. Like this. The Katski Pillar, a huge limestone monolith rising out of the landscape with a tiny monastery perched on top. It's the sort of place that looks as though somebody invented it for a fantasy film. Except it's real. And it is a pretty good reminder that Georgia is much more than just wine. But wait. On top of the Katski Pillar is a monastery consisting of a crypt, 3 hermit cells, and a wine cellar, highlighting that wine is so deeply interwoven into Georgia's culture that in the 9th century, the monks built a wine cellar on top of a 40-meter tall rock pillar. Suddenly the scenery changes and you find yourself in one of my favorite cities, Tbilisi. The Georgian capital combines the future with the past, and it is a city on the move. Just like the people of Tbilisi who are always on the move. From one restaurant to the next, from one bar to the next, from one club to the next. There are few places that make wine feel cooler than Tbilisi. And even though I have been there many times, there's always more to discover. That is probably why I keep coming back. Georgia is difficult to reduce to one thing. It's European and Asian, ancient and modern, wild and welcoming. But the best way to understand it is around a table. With too much food, a few people that you only just met, and a bottle of wine on the table made from a grape that you cannot pronounce. Because a good bottle of wine can take you somewhere, but Georgian wine will make you want to go there yourself.